Hi guys, this is Carmen from NN Lettering, and today I want to show you a quick tutorial on how to create this encouraging journal book that you can gift it to your friend who could be going through a tough time. The reason why I made this notebook is because my friend actually broke her left thigh bone on a ski trip. It's her femur, and it's actually going to take her 9 months to recover. So I thought that I don't really know what to gift her, and since I'm really into bullet journaling and stuff lately, and I thought, you know what, I will create this journal book for her, just creating a couple of spreads that she could be using to maybe keep track of her medical record, exercise log, or even gratitude log. Because you know what, when you're lying in bed for 9 months, there are things that you can think of that, you know what, you might be able to find a light. And I also include a couple of Bible verses that I thought would be encouraging for her that she can meditate on throughout this difficult time and help her to get her back on her feet. She's probably one of the toughest lady that I've met. On her first day after her surgery, she's already down on her feet using a walker, going through physio and trying to walk. And I think that's just absolutely amazing. And this quote, I actually found it on an Instagram post from this lady called Amanda Arnell. She's amazing. I'll actually link her name at the bottom so that in this description box so that you guys can visit her page. She's just really, really good. And I thought that this would be a perfect quote for someone who, you know what, is going through a tough time. But you know what, grow through what you go through. It's probably a perfect description for this lady because I can see her growing from whatever circumstances it is that she's going through, because she's just always so positive and full of energy, and I'm just so proud of her. So what I've used is a Ranger embossing pen, which is a slow drying pen, and I've chose to use a platinum silver embossing powder. And with this heat gun that I'm using, I am now melting the powder. At the beginning of the video, you would see that I actually did use the embossing buddy for it because I just want to minimize the amount of static you get from it. But when using paper, static is not something you really have to worry about. It's more the warping of the paper, so make sure that you don't heat it any longer than you need to. But notice that the warping actually, when the paper cooled down, it actually will minimize it a bit more. So it's not too bad. And if you're worried about it, after you're done the whole heating up things, what you could do is you can just put it under in a really thick book just to flatten it out a little bit. But I do find that it's very quickly that the warping of the cardboard will actually subside after a very short period of time. So I'm creating a little title page just to, let her know this is her journey to recovery. And this first chart that I'm using, it's just some spaces for her to write her appointment logs, and just so that she can write the date down and any notes that she can take throughout the appointment, especially what medications to take and what suggestions for exercising and stuff, so that she can keep track of her medical record. I thought that would be useful, and just kind of keep everything together. The next page is something that I've also included in my bullet journal, and I really do like filling it in every day. Sometimes I actually write more than one thing a day, just depending on what's going on. So I've created for the month of January to February, and so it's just a very simple one line per day that she can write down the gratitude of things that she could be giving thanks for, maybe the way she's recovering, the good doctors that they're running through, they're meeting that can be helping her out. So hopefully it can keep it positive for her. I know it's not going to be the easiest thing, but I think keeping it positive would be a great idea. So this other page are just some Bible verses that I have found, and I wanted her to be reading this through. And so maybe once a day, hopefully she can do it with her family as well, so that she can, get some support. So this is, I kind of call it the words of comfort. So I've used a MUJI pen to be writing all the Bible verses down. And I've used the Tombow pen to color it. And I will be using a white Uniball Signal white pens to be filling in. So you can see that on the side I have just my rough draft on things that I was going to put down to make this journal book, kind of the layout, and I've just kind of scribbled out some of the Bible verses that I could include in it that she can use. And I didn't fill up the entire journal book because I thought that this book could be organic. It could be, there are other blank pages that she could use later on to be recording other thoughts and other things that you want to keep track of. So I thought if I can get her started, maybe that would be a good habit that she can develop into if it's going to be useful. But if it's not, even if she just refer back to the Bible verses, that would be great. And so that's my Signal Uniball. And this is my Tombow Eraser. It's actually one of my favorite eraser because you don't have to push very hard to be erasing pencil marks. And so, because I don't like my pages to be wrinkly, so I really enjoyed using this. So here's the final flip through of what the journal looks like. For all the equipment that I've used, or any tools or pens or anything that I've used for this journal, I will actually include them all in the description box at the bottom so you can click and look at. And as I said, I would also link it to the lady whose handwriting are just inspiring of the way that I'm developing my calligraphy, so you can take a look at them.